And we've been joined by UCF coach Scott Frost. The Knights, as we said, opened their season on this past Saturday against South Carolina State. UCF won the game 38-0. Up next for UCF will be this coming Saturday. The Knights will head to Ann Arbor to face Michigan Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC. It'll be a full national telecast. Coach, first of all, congratulations on getting head coaching win number one. Certainly not a given that, and we know the work that goes involved in that, so congratulations for getting number one out of the way. If you would take a minute to tie up the win against South Carolina State, please, and then tell us what you expect to see as you head to face Michigan on Saturday, please.
Well, I appreciate it. There was a lot of good in Saturday's game and then a lot of things we can fix. I think the defense overall played really well. They played passionately and ran to the ball real well. If we keep doing that all year, I think we're in good shape. There's a lot of execution things on offense that we need to clean up and could have done a lot better than we did. We're young on offense in particular and kind of a young team. And our guys are going to have to learn quickly the precision that they need to have to be a really good team. And we're definitely going to need that come Saturday against Michigan.
We'll take questions for Coach Frost, please. It's *1 on your telephone to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you. And you can go ahead with the first question, please.
Daniel Youthman with USA Today.
Scott, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Hey, I know that I think everybody knows that you like to play fast. I wonder what value you see in time of possession, if any.
Well, I think there's a value to time of possession. When we get an offense rolling like I want it to, hopefully it doesn't take us that long to score. That's kind of what I've been involved with in the past. And if we're efficient on offense, I don't really care how much time it takes us to be efficient. I think our tempo gives us a big advantage when we're executing well and playing well. But there's a time and a place for it, and we just got to pick our spots because we definitely don't want to leave our defense out on the field for too long, particularly against a team like Michigan.
Aside from the final score, are there any statistics that you, over the years, have felt that you want to see your team on the better side of at the end of a game?
I think I'm no different than every coach. I'm going to tell you the turnover ratio. That it's one of the biggest statistics in football. If you can protect the ball and get it from the other team, you're going to win a lot. We run an offense where the ball can be in a lot of different hands, and we place a premium on making sure that we take care of the ball. And the same thing on defense. We place a premium on trying to create turnovers and giving ourselves opportunities. So we'll continue to focus on that and see how we do.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we go to Sean Keeler with Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Good afternoon, Scott. Thanks for taking the call. I read one of the local guys, maybe back up in Nebraska, one of his favorite Sun columnists, that said that the UCF was going to be every Husker fan's second favorite team this fall. How do you react when that kind of sentiment gets out there in the media and in the public?
Well, the more fans, the better. I guess that's good because it means I didn't make too many people mad in Nebraska in about 30 years of living there. But I'm focused on what we have to do down here, and we need as many fans as we can have in the Orlando area and hopefully nationally. So it's an honor to have anybody rooting for us.
Well, this weekend, obviously, you're coming into a Big Ten too for in Michigan. Are you surprised that folks up in Ann Arbor still kind of talk about your speech almost 19, 20 years ago now? It's crazy. It's been that long, but that's going to be a narrative.
Oh, that's fine if it's a narrative. I don't think my players are going to care at all, but there's probably some people that care. Listen, it was a long time ago. It's unfortunate that in that day and age, the two best teams in the country couldn't play each other. And, we feel like we were the best team. They feel like they were the best team, and we'll never know. But it was a great year for me and has absolutely no bearing on this Saturday.
The last thing with that, do you still feel you guys would have won that game hypothetically 19 years ago?
Of course, I feel like we would have won. I'm sure Brian Greasy feels like they would have won. That's not a news story. We feel like we would have beat anybody we played, and they probably do too. So I don't really see how that's relevant to Knights versus Wolverine.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
We'll go to Ronnie Woodward with Greenville Daily Reflector.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. You and two other coaches in the league made their head coaching debuts week one. Just what was that like for you? You know, and obviously getting a win, but just kind of on a personal level, what was it like to kind of get a different vantage point and be a head coach instead of a coordinator?
Oh, it was different. It was fun. You know, you have to pay attention to more as a head coach on the field than a coordinator in the box. But it was just exciting for me to see these kids get rewarded for the hard work they put in. They were hungry for a different way of doing things coming off last year, and they adopted our style and our process from the very beginning. And that's the most rewarding thing as a coach, to see players that are willing to put in the work and do what you tell them and have them rewarded.
Cool. Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Coach, if I could offer one more while we have you on the line. We've asked a couple of coaches on the call about the performance of the conference in general. The league went 10-2 overall in week one. Can you give us your thoughts on that? If were you paying attention to what was happening to around you inside the league, or were you pretty insular on South Carolina State and looking ahead now to Michigan?
No, I mean, coaches all look at scores. I watched little pieces of some of the games. I think this is a good football conference. I think it's strong. I think there's a lot of teams that can beat everybody else on any given week. So we'll see how the whole thing plays out. But there's a lot of good universities in this conference, and there's a lot of good football teams.